Hey geeks, Barry here with Geek Out Studio, and this is actually the first episode on our Spartan build log. I will be making some Halo Spartan armor for Laura and I. I'll be doing Spartan Fred-104, and she's going to be doing Spartan Kelly 087. So, to help us with that, we are going to be using Armorsmith Designer to properly scale and set up our templates. Now, a little bit of background on Armorsmith Designer. First off, this is not a finished product. There are updates pretty regularly. Also, this is not a free software. You do have to pay for it. I paid only $25 for it. The other thing to keep in mind is that this is simply I guess I would just really say a paper doll tool. There is no way as of yet for you to custom create armor in this program. This just simply allows you to make a mannequin, go get Peppercura templates, or go get .obj, basically 3D files, and put those on your mannequin. Make sure that they fit, scale them, size them to where they fit, and then you unfold and print those out. So, with that said, another key thing to keep in mind is that there are no real kind of instructions with this program. One great place that I found is basically it's the Facebook page for the program. That's where everybody goes to post questions, to get answers, tips, tricks, instructions, all of that. So I'll be sure to put a link to in the description below to both the Facebook page and where you can get this program. So with that, we'll get stuck in. To get started, this is your costume screen. So here you can see our mannequin. This is basically me. Um, so to rotate it, you just simply hold the right mouse button, and that will rotate it. Um, Up here, one key thing is up here in settings. You want to, switch your units from metric to inches if you're, in the States. So here you can see this is me. This is my avatar at 5'10". So here's I'll put a picture up in the corner. So here's my profile, or not my profile. Here's my straight on, and here is my profile. Now I know I'm not, Chris Evans or Chris Hemsworth. I'm not a striking, model of human physique, but I think the avatar is pretty close to my proportions. One key thing I would suggest to anybody that's using this and the developers is that one thing I have found out. I'll go through this area here in a second. One thing I've found out is that if you click here for the torso length, you can see that the torso length right here is basically from, looks like the base of your neck to like past the butt crack. And we have gotten some weird avatars by using this. So my recommendation, again, I'll put a picture up in the corner. These are the measurements our friend who's a seamstress uses. So I would look at these and try and maybe implement them into the program, because again, any seamstress, and this is professional and costume making seamstress, these are the measurements and kind of the proportions and parts that they will be using. So if you implement them into the program, I think that'll be a real big step forward. The other key thing we've found out is that if we put in, which I'll show on Laura's later on, but there can get some weird measurements and weird results. So anyways, with that out of the way and everything, here in the top right hand corner is the workspace. This is where the actual like 3D objects and the templates that you import will end up being. Below that is the tool information. I haven't really noticed them. So I don't know if I'm missing or if I look elsewhere while this is going on, and I don't know what exactly this is for. So anyways, and then down here is actually the specs for right now this is the specs for the avatar. Now, couple of cool things. One, you can actually name your avatar, so you can have multiple avatars. Since it's Laura and I with Geek Out, I can create an avatar for me, and that's the avatar that I will use for all costumes. And just save the avatar. I can create an avatar for Laura, which I will do in the next episode, and save it and use that for all of her armor. Because you look here, there is a way to get male and female. And then the next cool thing is you can have stilts. I'll click off so you can see it. You can have stilt heights. So if you're doing like a Space Marine, which I am, or if you're doing Reinhardt from Overwatch, you can incorporate that into your build. So with that, we'll kind of go over so you've got shoulder length, width. Again, when we've put in these individual measurements, we got some weird results. So I just went with 5'10", and then went in and put in all the circumferences for the various parts. And I think that has helped. It looks about like me. So I'm comfortable with this. So once you got your mannequin set up, the next thing will be to start importing files, or start importing your templates. So you go up here to File, Import. I'll just do the easy way and import recent. So since I'm doing Fred, I'm going to import the chest, and you can see that it immediately populates over here. Next, I'm going to import the legs, and I will import, well, I'll go and show you the regular way. So all my stuff is on a jump drive. So scroll down past this. I need to organize. H5 Centurion arms. Import that. So all that's populated and put in, and I'll show you some drawbacks with the files that I have, but some ways to overcome. So we'll start with the chest. So you pick your part. You click Attach Costume Part, and then you can see got it right here. And then all of those gears that you see are basically attachment points. So you've got shoulder, bicep, elbow, forearm, wrist. You've got like 3 on, the stomach and chest and all that. So you've got some places. So we're going to stick this on the chest. And there we go. Now you can see that something ain't right. But that's okay. This is the purpose for this program. So to scale it, I'm just going to simply click the part to kind of activate it, right click, and then I've got, these are my options down here. I can rotate it if I need to. I'll translate it here in a second, but I will scale part. And from here you can scale it uniformly or across various axes depending on your body shape. But for right now we're going to go with uniformly, and I said uniformly. And again, you can see this is the problem with the program. Maybe uniformly. There we go. All right. So it pops up. I can expand it. We'll say right about there. That may be a little big, but we can go in and adjust it here in a second. So now we're going to right click on it again and translate, and you'll see I've got 3 axes, and this basically will allow me to slide it into place. So right about there and up. Alright, so we can take it back a little bit further, right about there. Now, one thing I have noticed is that the zoom wheel seems to be just stuck on my thigh. I can't like zoom in on, I can't zoom in on the chest. So if you have any tips or tricks on that, alright, let me know. Alright, so we've got it pretty much where it needs to be. I could take it up just a little bit further, so it'll right about there. All right. It looks like it needs to be scaled a little bit more. So we're going to right click on it again, scale. I will scale uniformly. Scale uniformly. And that looks about right. We'll translate it again. Still pretty far forward. Probably slide it up a little bit more. All right, I think that's pretty. That's going to be a nice fit. That's pretty darn close. So that, yeah, that'll work. But again, you can see that I can't zoom in on the chest, so I can't really like investigate like how much space is between my chest and the interior of the armor. But you can also notice there's a drawback. This piece right here is actually a separate piece that if it was a separate piece over here, I could attach it to the stomach and scale it and shape it, but because it is one piece here, it becomes a problem. And I'll show you what I'm really talking about when it comes to the legs. Now you'll notice over here the legs, you have both legs, all of it, thigh, shin, and boot, all as one template file format, whatever you want to call it. If I go to attach it, you can see that this will be kind of weird. I mean, I could, sit here and like attach it, then translate it down, we'll say down, and then forward, and then, this way, and then we could try and scale it uniformly, but it's going to be really weird. Like right now, I mean, it looks like I got the thighs pretty close. Well, I don't know. It looks like I got it pretty close as is. But what you would want to try and ultimately do is find a pattern where all of these pieces are individuals. So the thigh piece is an individual part, because that way I could go in and size it just to the thigh. And I could size just the shin and calves and everything. But I mean, and like the boots and everything. So, if you have the actual object files, you can do that. I don't. I have the object files. I just don't have a program that will allow me to break those apart individually. But I have a friend that's doing that to me for me. So when I get those back, I will do this basically again with those files, because at that point I will have like the stomach plate individual, the chest individual, shoulder, bicep, all of that individual that I can scale perfectly. But anyways, so I'll just make that disappear for right now. But once you've got it, like this piece right here, once you're happy with it, all you have to do is click up here in the left corner on Unfold, and well, that'll give you the oh, I see. Anyways, we go back to costume, chest. We click on Unfold. That will give you the unfold for the chest. And because this has been sized on the other side, it should theoretically fit me. I shouldn't have to go into Pepakura and dilly around with the scale and whatnot. I should be able to work from here, and it'll work. One cool thing is over here down in the right, lower right, you can go through here and pick different things to have and show. One thing I wanted to show that's really kind of nice and I recommend is, where is it? Let's go back to, I just went back, I clicked on it, I'm going to unfold. Alright, so edge, threshold, registration marks. This is something that was that they implemented from Evil Ted. So if I zoom in, you can see you've got your little registration marks to help you line up all the edges, so you can get a good clean edge. So like I said, this should, all I have to do now is just simply print from here, and once I have it printed and glued together, it will fit me. I shouldn't have to do a mock-up in cardstock, try and put it on, be like, okay, this seems like it'll work. Do up a foam bit and be like, oh crap, this isn't going to work. It should all work from here. I don't think there's any support for like the little the Casio like printer cutters that a lot of people use. I don't have one of those, so I haven't really looked or anything. So that's a question I would have, I would ask on the Facebook page. But anyways, that's about it for this first build log, and kind of intro to Armorsmith. I think it's going to be a really useful tool. I think it's really going to save a lot of time and make building these armors a lot easier and quicker. So, anyways, I hope you liked the video. Be sure to leave comments because I'm still learning this. So if you have questions, leave them in the comments. If you have tips, hints, tricks, anything that I glossed over or I simply don't know, leave it in the comments. Be sure to like and subscribe so you can continue and watch us build these armors. And I'll see y'all next time.